Hi, it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today I'm designing a layout for Bramble Fox using some new items from the store. So today I've got this title that says Let's Getaway, and it's a lovely sky blue colour which instantly made me think of the beach. So I'm scrapping a recent beachy photo. It's a recent getaway I had with my little boy. We went to the Isle of Wight for a few days over Easter, or just after Easter, to see my parents. So I've got a lovely photo of him. It wasn't the warmest of days, we've got like jumpers and coats on, but it was a nice little getaway, so a lovely little photo of him on the beach to scrap. I've pulled out P13's Beyond the Sea collection. It's got some lovely tones of blue in it which will work really nicely with my title. The paper I've just added to the bottom of my page though, that's not from the P13 collection, that's just one I had in my stash, a lovely like weathered kind of washboard look. So I've just torn a section of my background at the bottom and then replaced it with that patterned paper. I've cut my photo in a circular shape and backed it with a nice navy colour, and now I'm just adding a doily behind that. This came in my DT box this month, so I've added that in. It just fit perfectly, so I can just see that kind of scalloped lacy edge around the edge of my photo. And then I've added some craft foam behind that to raise it up. I love to have lots of dimension on my pages, so I get through a lot of craft foam. But it's kind of coming together really quickly. I've added a couple of like pennants or banners underneath my photo. I didn't necessarily like the images that were on them. They didn't really work with my layout, but I went for the colours. So I've obviously covered most of those up. You can just see those pointy bits at the bottom. I like how that looks. And then I'm going to have my photo offset over to the left. And then I'm just embellishing with a few bits sort of diagonally through the photo. And I'm going to build a little cluster down the bottom as well. So I'm currently cutting out some bits from the latest paper snips. This is number 27. So I've got a couple of blue butterflies that I'm cutting out, which worked well with my colour scheme. And I'm going to use a couple of those phrases that you see as well there. So I've picked out a couple of the blue ones. You'll also see on my layout I've got some gorgeous kind of fabric stars. They're almost like a furry material. Now these really reminded me of the beach. On the beach, if you turn rocks over, you find these things called cushion stars. And they look just like these fabric stars that Bramble Fox have started doing. So I've got a blue one and a white one here on the page at the moment. But it was bugging me that they were totally different colours and I couldn't repeat the colours in clusters. So I've cut the white one in half and stuck half of it down the bottom in that cluster so that it kind of looks like it's peering out from underneath where I've torn the paper. And then I'm going to replace that navy one up the top with the other half of the white one, and I'm much happier with that. I do tend to like to do things in threes on my pages if I can, but I've only got 2 of these stars, so that wasn't going to work. So yeah, rather than having 2 different colours, I've just cut them in half, and so I've got half of each. Half of one each on the page, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've just stuck a few things down now, I'm working my way around getting it stuck. I've got some floral clusters because I love florals lately. I can't get enough of them. I used to avoid them like the plague on boy layouts when I first started scrapbooking, but now I just love them and use them whenever I can. So I've got a couple of floral clusters and then just a few beachy items really. Got a little sailboat and like a lantern kind of thing over on the right, and down at the bottom I've got another part of a floral cluster, and I stuck my paper snips on top of that kind of over the join, and that one says simple pleasures are priceless treasures, and I love that. This beach, like I said, it's just a short distance from my parents' house, so it's not the kind of beach you would probably go to for a day. There's nothing there, there's no shops, there's no toilets, there's no ice cream, there's nothing like that. It is just literally a beach for locals, but we like to go down there when the tide's gone out and look for crabs. So it's absolutely priceless. We love doing it, and it's just a little simple pleasure when we're over there. We can just pop down the beach for 10 minutes, sort of blow the cobwebs away, get some fresh air, and little one just has a bit of a run on the beach looking for things. So I really loved that phrase from the paper snips. And then because I've got one down the bottom, I want to balance that out with one up at the top as well. So you'll see in a minute I'm going to bring in another one. And I've got this really cute lobster here that I fussy cut from a patterned paper. This again isn't from the P13 collection, but from my stash. And I loved it because my little boy's jumper has got a lobster on it and it's identical to the one on this paper. So I take some time to fussy cut him out, really wanting to get him on the page, but I just couldn't find a place where he fit. If I had him poking out from somewhere, I felt like I was losing a lot of the lobster and it just didn't look right. It was out of place. And you'll see I move it around a little bit here and decide just to keep him for another layout because he's just not working, which is a bit of a shame. He was also a different colour to everything else. I've got a lot of blues on this page and he was more of a grey colour, so it didn't really work. So he's been axed and I'll have to use him on another page. But I think here now I'm just fussy cutting that sailboat out to add. That's going to go on the left of my photo. Just a couple of little things to embellish. There's a lot of white space on this page, which I really love. I find that it just really draws your eye to not only the photo, but the way you've embellished the page as well, because it's not too busy and there's not so much on the page that my eyes just don't know where to rest. So I am a massive lover of having white space on the page and then just embellishing with a few bits here and there. So I'm really happy with how this is looking now. I'm going to get my title stuck in place. Because I've added foam behind my photo, it's raised up from my background and my title is half on the photo, half off. So the part that is off of the photo, I've had to add some thin craft foam behind some parts on that as well, just to help it make contact with my background and so it's sat flush. And then I've applied that with my glossy accents, my trusty glossy accents that I always use for my Bramble Fox products. It's got a lovely strong hold. And I'm just adding that paper snips up the top there. And this one says, always look on the bright side, which I really like for this photo. It wasn't a hot sunny day. It's not like your bikini sort of sandcastle weather, but we could still go down the beach for a walk, which I thought was really nice. Then also in this pack, as well as getting the Let's Getaway title, we also get another title, and I think it says Long Weekend. I'm gonna have to check now, I can't remember. I think it's Long Weekend. And there's also these gorgeous chevron pieces in. And I just wanted to use a couple of those on the page as well. And I tried a couple of the navy ones first. Because my little boy's jumper is navy, I thought I could make those work, but they just seemed a little bit dark for the page and were really standing out a bit more than I wanted. So in the end, I've gone for some that match the colour of my title and much more subtle, and I love how those are looking. So I've just added 2 of those. And now I want to finish the page off with a little bit of sparkle. So I've just pulled out my roses tub, what else would you use? Which is full of sequin mixes, and I've pulled out all the blue ones and I'm just having a look through, picking a mix out that's working well with my colour scheme. I think I mixed 2 together in the end. So I'm just adding, I think I only had like 9 sequins. It's just a few clusters of 3 here and there, just to bring in a different texture and a little bit of sparkle. And then this set at the top here has got some gorgeous iridescent seashells in it. So I start packing away and I think, oh, I wonder what they would look like. And I love it. So in the end, I add a few of those shells in as well. It's something we always do on the beach. We look for crabs and we look for shells. So they worked really nicely. Here we are, I'm just bringing those in now. So once I've got those stuck in place, that will be me done. So I've got some close-ups coming for you in just a moment. I'll give you a little close-up on camera as well. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this layout and it gives you some inspiration. Like I said, these are new products to the store, so if they're not already added when this goes live, they will be very shortly, so keep an eye out for those. And there's loads in this set as well, which I really love. You're spoilt for choice. And it's all the blues, which is one of my favourite colours to scrap for my little boy. So thanks again for joining me. I'll leave some links down below for you to our Bramble Fox Friends Facebook group. Do head on over and join for loads of inspiration and our monthly challenge and our weekly lives, but also to our website and our Foxbox subscription page. Do check out the Foxbox, get a monthly box of goodiness delivered to you. So check that out as well. But thanks again for joining me. I will see you next time.